Hi, I'm Ben Hagg and welcome to the Viaduct Fisheries in Somerset. Today we're here to film the latest instalment of Knowledge is Power. Today I'm stood on peg 135, the exact peg that I qualified for the Fishermania final one. On the day I managed to catch 193 pounds, which put my place into this year's Fishermania final. I caught a few here at 5 metres at the start, a few at 16 metres in the middle of the match, and then the later part of the match I caught really well fishing down to the spare pallets on my right. Just pinging pellets 14.5 metres seemed to be best. Today I'm hoping to draw on Campbell Lake again in the open match. I really want to be on here because I feel you've got the better chance of winning the match in here. There's a lot more fish, but they're a lot smaller than the other Lake Carey. Carey Lake, there tend to be bigger fish, but they can be really moody, so sometimes it can be really tricky on there. Right, so we've done the draw and I've drew 78 on Carey Lake. It's not the lake I fancy for the win, but it's a good peg on Carey Lake, so I think I might have a chance if the big fish rock up. I'm hoping to catch at 16 metres long on the pole, up and down, pinging some pellets. I'm going to start tapping a few pellets. Late down to this tree to my right hand side. It's a bit of a bruiser, but hopefully I'm going to catch a few down there. I've also got a lead rod out, so I'm going to feed a lead line. This lake's good for that. Normally you can catch a few big ones on a lead, which just keeps you ticking over through the match. But yeah, that's about it really. Long on the pole, short on the pole, and a lead rod. That's all we're going to do today. Nice and simple, and hopefully we can catch a few. Join me throughout the match, giving you updates of how I'm getting on, what tactics I'm using, and what seems to be best on the day. Hopefully I'll be catching plenty, so it'll be quite good to show you exactly what I'm doing. And also at the end of the match, I'll be revealing the winner of the last round's Knowledge is Power competition, and also I'll have a little competition of my own where you can win some of the kit I've been using today. So we're an hour into the match now, and I started my match on bomb and pellet because conditions really weren't very good to fish a pole at the start. So I just thought I'd fish a bomb and pellet, try and get an early fish, and I did have an early fish. I had one after 10 minutes, probably about 10 pounds, so a good start. All the time I was doing that, I was priming my long pole line ready to go in on it, but if I'm honest, it's fishing really hard. Conditions are really tricky. It's really windy, which is making things, presentation and accuracy isn't the best with this wind. I've seen a few bubbles on my long pole line, so I knew I had some fish in the swim, so I thought I'm just going to give it a quick go early whilst the wind dropped. I went out, I hooked one after probably 2 minutes, but it was foul looked and it came off. I'm just persevering really. It's quite hard to hold the pole and ping accurately in this wind. The whole lake seems to be fishing hard. I'm keeping an eye on everyone, and I think there's been a few fish caught, but no one's really catching loads, so I think it's going to be a case of just setting a trap today and waiting. Just on this long pole line, I'm just pinging some 6mm mainline activated carp pellets. The same on the bomb line, but they're 8mm activated pellets. Yeah, it's been a slow start to the match, but hopefully it'll get better, and hopefully I can catch a few great big ones. So we're getting on for 2.5 hours through the match now, and as I mentioned at the start, this lake can be really moody because the fish are just so big. If they don't want to eat, then they don't want to eat, and that's exactly how it's panning out to be today really. I've only got a couple of fish, which it's not terrible though because no one on the lake's catching at all. It's fishing really hard. But yeah, hopefully in the last couple of hours a few fish are coming to my peg and I'll be able to catch them, but at the minute we're going nowhere, so hopefully we'll be able to catch a few later. So we're coming to the later stage of the match now, and I feel like I'm quite a way behind. I've not really caught anything. I caught a few the first hour, a couple through the middle, and I just seem to be losing fish after fish on the short line. It's really, really snaggy down here, and every time I hook one, it just goes straight into the snags. I've stepped up my gear now to like an 0.19 hook length and red hydro, and I still can't stop them. I mean, if I'm honest, I've probably hooked enough fish to be winning the lake, maybe the match, but I can't get them out no matter what I do. So it's very frustrating, but that's fishing, and we'll just keep going. Right, so that's the match over and done with. It's been really hard on here today. As I said at the start, not really the lake I'd fancy drawing for the win. I've had a day's fishing. I've ended up with 115 pounds, but I haven't really caught anything until the last 2 hours. The weather's been really bad. I couldn't fish a long pole, it's been really windy. I couldn't really catch a bomb and pellet. I was getting odd signs, but it just wasn't very good. And the only line I could really fish was short to my right, but it being ultra snaggy, I've hooked probably about 30 fish short, to be fair, down to the snags. I've only landed 15 of them, I think. I've fished stupidly heavy gear, red hydro, 0.19. The fish have just been absolutely crazy. I just haven't been able to get them out. So it's been a bit of a disaster, but my 115 pounds got me third on the lake. The lake's fish tricky. There's been 150 pounds off of peg 102, and there's been 170 pounds off of the spit peg, peg 80. So not a complete disaster, but it's been a lot harder than I thought. Couldn't fish a long pole, which definitely would have been a major part of today's fishing, because I definitely think you can catch on a long pole, but sadly the weather's not been great, so we couldn't do that. The rigs I did set up, I set up a 0.4 carbon pinger and a 0.25 carbon pinger. The 0.4 was more of a bulk down rig to get the bait down quick. The 0.25 was for a nice strung bulk to try and catch through the water if there was any fish shallow. But like I said, haven't really been able to fish the long pole today because of the wind. My short rig to the snags, again, I fished a 0.4 carbon pinger there. Again, a bulk down rig, to be fair, because I wanted to just get it down, try and catch on the bottom. It's about 5 foot deep down there, so a 0.4 definitely was best. That's the rig that I've caught most of my fish on today. Right, okay, so my little tip here for these big carp venues is I love to fish as light as I can get away with at all times. Light elastics, light hook lengths, smaller hooks. I just believe that these big fish, they've seen it all. They're wary, they're big, wise fish, and I believe that fishing light will definitely get you a lot more bites than fishing heavy. A lot of people really think you have to fish big, heavy elastics, big, heavy gear for these big carp. It's not the way, because how I see it is the harder you pull, the harder they pull. So by fishing a light elastic, I definitely think that you get the fish in quicker, and it makes you catch more fish and put more fish in the net. I always like to start the match on the short pole, to be honest. I just think that at the start of a match, a lot of fish sit short, and it also gives you the opportunity to watch what everyone else is doing as well. So I always like to start short, try and catch a few fish, and whilst I'm fishing short, have a little look to see what everyone else is doing around you, and then that'll obviously tell you where the fish are, what's going on, and kind of it'll give you a plan to follow then. If I'm honest, I didn't think I'd get this far in angling at all. I mean, I've been fishing a long time, but I quit when I was 18. I had a long break from fishing. I've only been back fishing. This is my fifth year now, so I think I'm doing pretty well for the 5 years back. 2 big finals, sponsored by the best team in angling. So yeah, I'm obviously doing something right. But yeah, I really didn't think I'd get this far in my angling career. No, I never really come and practice any venues, because it often leads you into a false sense of security, because in practice you catch a load of fish no matter what you're doing. I personally believe that fishing matches and just chucking yourself straight in at the deep end is the best way to learn and the best way to practice. Right, the moment you've all been waiting for. The winner of last round's Knowledge is Power competition is Jason Jones. Well done, mate. We'll be in contact shortly for you to claim your prize. Brilliant stuff. Right, I've got a competition of my own, and for you to win some of the gear I've been using today, all you've got to do is simply go to the comment section below and leave a comment saying big crafty carp. Good luck everybody, and I hope you win. Right, that's it for today. It's been a really tough day, but I've definitely learnt a few things, and I hope you've all learnt something too. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you on the bank soon.